about government and the measures they implement. Look within yourself, check your attitude towards local foods and food. We have that perception, imported things are better than those of our local contributors. But when COVID hit the land, border questions hit the fan, that should open our eyes. We need the local man. We have to buy local in this country, supporting local, for boost the economy. Purchasing local, the best remedy to propel white superly. We're looking for juice, go local.
Good afternoon, Dominica. Yes. We're looking for local right here on Q95, the big station. Yeah, it's a beautiful afternoon, guys. I don't know. I love any kind of coolness. Not too much sun today. It's just a perfect day. Yeah. Welcome to Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, NISBB. We're empowering entrepreneurs from small to tall. I'm your host, Tanya Dickson, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today on, again, the big station Q95. Right on cue, people. We have an exciting show ahead. It's going to be filled with valuable insights, inspiring. Well, we may not have stories today, but definitely valuable insights and expert advice. Yeah, that's going to help our small businesses thrive and flourish. I always remind you, in today's fast-paced world, small businesses play a vital role in our economy. And we believe here at Q, they have immense potential in Dominica. Yeah, so this show is dedicated to all the passionate entrepreneurs out there who have dared to dream, take risk, and create something remarkable. All right. So as you know, each week we're always going to be featuring a small business owner with their products or their services, as well as an expert, industry experts and thought leaders, all sharing their knowledge and experiences right here every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're live on the Facebook page, Q95 FM Radio, as well as YouTube. So you can go on over there now if you like to view. You can leave your comments. I may not be able to read them, but I definitely will after the show. All right. Today, I feel like I kind of dropped the ball today earlier. All right. I don't have a small business owner with me. Things happen and emergencies, some people have to pull out. But I do have an industry expert here in the studio that I think we need to hear from. All right. I know you all are going to appreciate this program because we're going to learn a lot. So here with me today, I have Naomi Bannis-Sampson. She's a technical officer in standards development at the Dominica Bureau of Standards. Yeah. Hi, Naomi.
Hi, Tanya. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to the listeners of Q95 and those of you tuned into this program.
Yes. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I wanted to learn more about standards, because I'm a consumer. I'm out there. I'm looking at the products, and sometimes today it look one way, next day it look another way. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the labels have nothing on it, and I like to read labels and know what's in the product because, a lot of us have allergies.
Right.
Sometimes we're buying things for our kids, so we need that type of information.
Right.
So tell us about the Bureau of Standards.
Okay, so the Dominica Bureau of Standards is a statutory body. We are under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with Trade. And the Bureau is guided by the Standards Act of number 4 of 1999. And this was really created to promote and encourage the standardization in relation to commodities, processes, and practices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in terms of what we do at the Bureau, a lot of people, are sometimes unsure, but our work is far and wide reaching. We promote the understanding of standards, the standards development process, the importance of standards through education and information about products and services, Since the bureau began its operations, we've helped, thousands of persons, kind of improve their standard of operations, standards of their products, their commodities, and even their services. The bureau provides a wide range of technical services to individuals, companies, and industries. And some of these include lab services. So we have an entire section dedicated to testing, our National Center for Testing Excellence. We do barcode generation, which becomes important for taking your products to the supermarkets.
Okay.
We have certification schemes where you can certify. Well, right now we have DOMGAP, which means Dominica Good Agricultural Practices. We also have GMP recognition certification scheme, which is important for manufacturers. GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices. We also have a metrology section where we are mandated by another act, the Metrology Act, to verify weights. And weights become, again, important for trade, right? So the scales in the supermarkets, the pumps at the gas stations, we verify that you are getting the quantity that it says you are getting. Yes.
So let's slow down because you call a lot of things that you all work on and help our, our small businesses with. I want to go back to standards. You mentioned the standards process. Let's talk about that one today, at least.
Okay.
Tell me, because that's a lot. I like to hear this, So tell me more about that in terms of what are the standards? If we have a product that we want to produce, put out there, what are the standards we need to comply with to have that product on a supermarket shelf?
Okay, so before I dive into being more specific about the standards that are needed for supermarket shelf, let me just quickly give what is a standard. So a standard is it's a document that guides you read through the document. Interestingly, standards are voluntary. However, there are certain times if a standard is used in a certification scheme or in some type of regulatory process, then it becomes mandatory. Or compulsory.
So it is basically voluntary. We don't have to.
You don't have to. However, in terms of industry, it's important that you comply with different standards, because that's what puts you above on the market. So
what are those standards we have to comply with?
But there are many. There are standards for everything. There are standards for everything, down to the microphone that we are speaking in, the computer that we are looking at, our phone. Standards are involved in everything that you do. So listing would take us forever.
Okay.
But what I can tell you in terms of the products that are going onto our shelves, in Dominica, we have 8 compulsory national labeling standards. So I'll share a bit about those standards in a bit. So as I was saying, in terms of the development process, how standards are developed, first you have somebody making a proposal, what we call a new work item proposal. So somebody decides, what, I saw 2 pencils in 2 different stores, they look 2 different ways, and I figure, we need to have a standard for pencils across the board.
Okay.
And so they come to the bureau and they're like, what, I think this is an idea we can run with. How about we look at a standard for pencils? Then we at the bureau, we conduct some research. Maybe there's a document out there, a standard out there already that we could use. Or if we want to do a new one, we develop it entirely, what we call indigenous to Dominica. And so once that proposal goes in, it gets approved. And then from there, a technical committee. So these are a group of experts who come together to review the document.
The proposal.
Yes, not the proposal. What I can say is a working draft. They review the working draft. So now we start to get into the standard. And then once they approve that, it is now sent out for public comments. So the public gets involved.
Really?
Yes.
By which way? Where do we see these? Where do we see? I don't know, that call for us to.
In the newspapers, we post calls for comments in the newspapers. We share it on our social media pages. It's on our website.
Okay.
I don't think it's in the Gazette, but we try to send it out to different places. So
via media.
Yes. All right. And once you're interested in whatever standard is being shared for public comments, you decide to, you can review it yourself. We can send it to you, review it, and put comments on it if you see anything in there you want to comment on.
Really interesting.
Then the comments, after we receive them, they go back to the committee. We dispose of those comments, meaning we deliberate, okay, do we accept that particular comment? People get to make suggestions as to what can be included in the document and so on, or if they want to remove something as well.
Wow.
Okay. And then from there, it once it's approved finally, then it goes, through a series of approval until it meets cabinet.
Right.
And then from there, it becomes, once they approve it, it becomes now a national standard.
Right. So we got the process of how standards are created.
Yes.
Wow.
Quick synopsis.
How long does that usually take, though?
It can take anywhere from 6 months to a year or even more.
Okay.
It depends on how quickly the committee can review the standard, or if there's any, like sometimes if there's too much back and forth on it or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But from anywhere from 6 months to more than a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's have a talk about those compulsory standards now, because that's on my mind. Like, I want to know, what do we have to follow? What is mandatory?
So for persons who are involved in it comes across, and you will see the different ones that you have, but we are dealing specifically here with labeling. Okay, so we have, as I said, 8 compulsory national labeling standards. There are labeling standards related to prepackaged goods, prepackaged foods. So that's where agro-processing comes in, where you make soaps, you make chips, those different types of things.
So goods are separate from food?
Yes.
So an example of goods is what?
Well, as I said, the soap, cosmetic products.
Well, food we know is like if I make chips.
Consume.
Yes. Or what's up? Okay.
Right. All right, then we also have for brewery products, so beers and so on. Textiles, there are 2 for textiles, 1 for care labeling of textiles, and 1 for textiles, products that are made out of textiles, something like that. And then you have for cigarettes, and then for domestic electrical appliances, like your fridge, your stove. Some of them, they do come with labels.
Right.
All right. But I really want to zero in today on the goods and the foods.
Yes.
Because this is where we see a lot of issues on the local market.
Okay, but let's take a quick break, because I think we should give them a break to internalize. I like how you told us about how standards are coming about, how you all create it. So let's internalize that. And we're going to take a quick break. You know how it is. We have to pay the bills. You're right here on NISBB, Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. We'll be right back, so don't touch that dial. Yeah.
We home. The men in maroon are back in Dominica to battle India in the first test of the Cycle Pure Agabafi Test Series 2023 at the Windsor Park. The action bowls off on July 12 to 16th. Match starts at 10 a.m. Purchase tickets at windiscricket.com and receive 20% off box office prices. Tickets already discounted. Other conditions apply. West Indies versus India. Let's rally around our team. We home.
Time to chill and the storage gel. Choose a chill and the storage gel. Chill with flavor, like orange and lemon lime. That's what bitters, yeah. We love the vibe. Refreshing every day. Cool like island breeze. Forget your worries. Come, chill with me. And the storage chill. And the storage chill. And the storage chill. Chill with flavor.
Distributed by Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brands.
Time to chill and the storage chill. Choose a chill.
It's good. It's good. It's back. The Kentucky sandwich from KFC is back. Good. The Kentucky sandwich, only $16.50. Want more? Then get a combo with sandwich, regular fries, and regular soda for $23. Feel happy to save at KFC. KFC, it's good.
Beat the heat with world-class Lorotech inverter type air conditioners from ESA Trading Limited. State-of-the-art technology, quiet and super efficient. Lorotec inverter type air conditioners made by TCL are the most energy efficient air conditioning units, resulting in great savings on electricity. Lorotec DC inverter type air conditioners come with anti-corrosive golden coating for added protection and prevention of bacteria, double galvanized outdoor case against rust, 3-year warranty on complete units with 5-year warranty on compressor. Available in 9,000, 12,000, 18,000, 24,000, and 36,000 BTU units. Prices start as low as $1,850. Plus, you get 10% discount on cash purchases. Higher purchase terms are also available. Also, ESA Trading Limited offers professional installation and after-sales service. Visit ESA Trading Limited today at the corner of Bayfront and Kennedy Avenue, Roseau, or Canefield Industrial Site, or call us on telephone numbers 440-0205 or 449-3636. ESA Trading Limited. We're making a difference for you.
After working hard for many years in London, Goldwyn is now retired and back living in Dominica enjoying his pension. He too shook a smile so we can see the gold teeth and too shook a yank. I met him coming out of Floss's with the help of some staff carrying different foods, drinks and meats to his vehicle. Myself too fast to go and ask the man what's up. Is their story start? And when we finish to have our words, so let Kadimo this and Dominic fini la hamwe. I said, Goldwyn, speak in English, don't force it. Then he said, I shop with intelligence, yeah? At Floss's, you get the most reasonable prices. Quarter bag flour, rice, sugar, milk, beers, soft drinks, water, rum, and so much more. Prices and quantities to fit your needs, mate. Because you just come down and want to tell me what I know about Floss's already. That's where I shop. It's not you alone that want to save money but still get the quality goods. That's right. And if you're listening to this ad, go and check out Floss's for yourself. Next to the Roseau Market. You can't miss it.
We complain about government.
Yes, people, we're back right here on NISBB on the big station Q95, Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. And we're joined this evening with Naomi Bannis-Sampson, the Technical Officer in Standards Development at the Dominica Bureau of Standards. Naomi, thanks again for joining us, sir. Yes. You gave us a nice rundown on how standards are created, the whole process. I'm glad that you told us that we actually have a say. We could actually view and comment. I hope you guys heard that. Yes, and you'll share this information via your social media, sometimes in newspaper. Right. Mm-hmm. So we have a say of the standards. I like that. Mm-hmm. I really do. You were giving us a little more detail as to the compulsory standards, and you broke it down for us.
Right. So we were looking at the 8 compulsory national labeling standards. And what I want to zero in on is those for prepackaged foods and those for prepackaged goods. Yes. Because those are the products that we see on our supermarkets or are made more often in Dominica. Mm-hmm. And those are when we do what we call our market surveillance, because we go around and we check to see are these products and their labels compliant with the national standards. And so when we do our market surveillance, those are the products that we see giving the most issues.
Repeat that.
So
no, you all heard what Naomi said. So those, the labeling for the products, the prepackaged and the food.
Yes, prepackaged goods and the prepackaged foods. Right? Okay. We check to see if they're compliant with our national labeling standards. Those are the compulsory.
Right. And so they are the ones that give the most trouble.
Yes. So what I'm going to do today is provide some insight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you things where you would have to go by the standard so that you can see for yourself. But I'm going to share and make it, a bit of more public knowledge. What are some of the mandatory requirements that are in those standards. So to help to prevent those errors that we are making all of the time.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want to start off with is your brand name. A lot of persons, they don't, you must have what is called your brand name on let's
your
use on your
package.
package. Let's use a juice, for example, a particular type of juice. Let's say cherry juice. I'm making cherry juice as an agro-processor, and I come and I just put cherry juice on my label and I leave it at that. But everybody wants something that identifies them. So your brand name is what identifies you. Right, so whether it could be
Tanya's.
Tanya's or Biggs or anything like that, something that identifies you as that.
So your
particular
company
thing.
name, your yes, it needs
It's
to
not,
be.
it doesn't have to necessarily be your company name. What's another good example I can give? See, for example, let's use Jody with JD's Naturals. I know she wouldn't mind. Her brand is JD's Naturals, but her business, her name is Jody, or
Yes, Jody down the
right.
line.
And so you wouldn't see what you would notice first is JD's Naturals on her product.
Right. Okay,
So that's
I
her
get
brand
you.
name, right? And then you need a generic name for the item. So you can't just put cherry. You have to say cherry what? You have to be specific.
Specific.
Yes.
Specificity
Yes.
is important.
Right? So you have to say cherry juice. Then you have to give your ingredients, and the ingredients must be listed in order of the largest quantity to the smallest. So in the case of cherry juice, it would probably be cherry, depending on how concentrated your juice might be, or water. Then water, sugar, this until you
Absorbic acid, something, and go down the
right,
line.
and go down the
right.
line.
So we have to list our ingredients from the largest
quantity
to the smallest.
Yes. All right. And ingredients are important. And later on, we'll talk a bit more about persons missing ingredients or leaving out ingredients in their listing. Now, that's important. And why do you think that's important, Tanya?
I just talk about it, but if I'm allergic?
Exactly.
I don't know what you have in there,
So, you're right. So, persons could be allergic to something. Persons could maybe not be eating something. You don't want people to either not purchase your product again, or maybe to the extreme sue you because, you didn't list a particular ingredient or kill someone. All right. And then it has instructions for use. So some products, they need specific instructions. What's a good example of that? We could probably say keep refrigerated for the juice, right?
Stay out of sunlight or something
like that. Right? So you want to make sure persons are clear, because that will also help to give your product the
I think it safeguards you.
Yes,
because if
well.
I store it the wrong way and then I am not pleased with the results, or how it turned out.
Yes.
Then I can say, well, you give me some nonsense here.
But you didn't follow the instructions.
Right.
So you have to ensure you put instructions on there. It must be in the English language. All right.
Okay.
So you could have other languages on there, but for Dominica, once your product is on our shelves, it has to be in English language. All right.
Okay.
In terms of, there has to be net contents. So it could be a weight, it could be a volume. You have to tell us what's the quantity
inside of the package.
Yes. And the thing about it is, with these net contents, it has to be the metric first. Because in Dominica, we like to use the imperial system of measurement. So we say pounds, ounces, but it has to be, you have to use terms like grams, kilograms, milliliters, liters.
Okay.
So you can include the imperial, but metric has to be first.
Right.
All right. Metric can also be there alone. All right. Address of the production. So some people figure they put their home address or no address at all. You must put in where the product was made. So I could be living, I'm from Cassibrus. So I could be living in Cassibrus, but I make my product in Canefield. So on my label, I would have to say made in Canefield, wherever.
Yeah.
And by who.
Right.
Right. So some people have a business name, and then you want to put that. Or if you don't have a business name, you put your name. So manufactured by Naomi, Bannis-Sampson, Canefield, wherever.
Right.
Right. And the country of origin, very important. So it has to, most people simply write product of Dominica, and that's fine. Right.
Good.
These days, I've noticed persons using the Dominica logo. So for that, you have to seek permission though from Discover Dominica Authority, and they will give you permission to use it, and then you can include it on your.
That was a good tip you gave us there. Yes. So if we want to put that Dominica logo, you have to seek permission, and people don't just use the people thing.
Yes. And
Okay.
two other important things is the batch number and the date mark.
Thank God you said.
Yes. So batch number tells, well, it's more information for you, the manufacturer. It helps you to figure out which, if there's a bad batch, that you can recall the entire batch, right? Also, on the date mark, it could be three types. You could use an expiration date, which tells you after that date the product is not good for consumption. You could use a use by date, which tells you that
It is best to use it
by a certain
by
date.
that date.
And then best before, it could be good after,
but it's best to use it before that date. Right. It makes sense.
So those are the mandatory requirements from the
When it comes to the
for goods and foods.
And that comes to the label inside of things.
Labeling.
Now, I want to ask you this question. We have a question coming in. It says, are Dominica's national standards always compliant with international standards?
Yes, we try to benchmark what we are doing against. So an example of that is sometimes we actually use international standards as our template or our working draft.
Right, to create the local
so
standards.
We try not to reinvent the wheel. If there's something out there that's working, we try to use that.
So that ensures that our local products, they are competitive out there.
Right. And they are, up to par with the regional and international standards.
Nice.
Because we also have regional standards.
Whoa. Okay. Let me take the time now to invite you guys over to our Facebook page if you'd like to join us there. It's on Q95 FM radio, also YouTube. And the lines are open, guys. I'm just going to open up the lines all now. 449-3095. 449-3096, 449-3097, and 616-4257. You can give us a call if you have a question for Naomi, anything about standards, any clarification, because I know some of us, we have plenty of things in our head, we there making labels home and we're not too sure, we looking at somebody else's own. This is a good time to call in to get your answers. I'm going to give you the numbers again, 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, and 616-4257. I want to shout out the people over on Facebook. David, I see you. I can't see all the names, but I'm seeing you guys. And thanks for joining us over there. Thanks very much. Yes, Naomi, I like how this is going because a lot of things, I think, if we knew it before, it's a refresher. But for some of us, I don't think, we know. What else do we need to know about our labeling and our standards?
So I'm going to talk a bit about some of the frequent issues because I went and I asked the unit who does market surveillance. I asked them today, what are some of the frequent issues that they find?
Guys, don't be sensitive. Let us just be open-minded. The Bureau is going to share with us the issues that they're seeing with our products and our products.
Right. Okay, so number one, they said that people are not printing the batch numbers or the date marks, which is dangerous. So you may see it saying batch number or expiration date or best before,
and nothing in there.
Is written after it.
I'm seeing it a lot too.
Right. So that's one issue. Two, persons are reusing labels. So the product may have the date mark already. And what we notice is that they either cross out the old date or cover it, but it's still visible below. And covering it is also dangerous because if it peels off for whatever reason, it didn't stick on properly, then the old date is there. All right, so persons are doing that.
I guess they're trying to save some money.
Yeah, but you have to be careful in this type of business. You want to safeguard yourself. Persons are also covering original labels with their label. So you might pick up a product from an existing, I don't want to call anybody's name, but let's say Clorox. Let's just use a bigger name, Clorox, and then they're making Clorox,
and they put their label over that label.
Right. But again, labels have to be steadfast, meaning it shouldn't be easy for me to peel it off. Right. So you want to be careful with that. That's why these days people tend to look overseas for things that already come printed or pouches that are already printed, so that helps to minimize. It can be expensive, but it's better for you in the long run.
Maybe we should have a discussion about that. It seems as though people are trying to save money. I think it has to be that,
Another thing, as I said before, the production address is not included on the label. the product label presentation, and I'll dive into presentation in a bit. I guess in the next section we can look at that, but that's a real problem. Presentation meaning the first thing I see when I look, how does it look to me? Because what the importance of product label presentation is, it is what attracts the customer to your product. And if your product is not attractive, more than likely I'll pass it straight.
Right.
Okay, so then you have people using generic names of foods. So they might just put juice, or they might just put flour or soap, but you have to be specific. So going back to your term here. And so you want to say, if it's orange juice, I have to know what I'm consuming. Right? Orange juice, or for example, peanut punch. You can't just say punch.
Or peanut CMOS.
Right.
Yes, let's
right.
get specific.
Yeah. And then, as I said before, missing ingredients.
Right. So those are what y'all are seeing. Seems
Most
to be
often
where
As
we're not complying with the mandatory standards.
Yes. And also the metric versus imperial on the net content.
I think that's a tricky one. I think people probably don't really understand. I just think you could put any weight there or any but we're supposed to use the metric. Not explain metric for them.
Metric would be what they call the SI units. So internationally known: kilograms, grams, milliliters, liters, those types.
Good.
Right.
All right.
You can have both. So we're not saying that you don't use
did
your
say
imperial.
that.
You can have both, but if you have both, the metric goes first.
Exactly. People, it's 4:32. We're going to take another quick break. We're right here on NISBB. Don't go anywhere. We're going to hear more. Yeah, more from Naomi. I think I'm learning a lot. I hope you guys are too. All right. So just keep it locked right here.
Atoufi, point nettement à sous table là moi. Fais vite souple, moi pressé.
Ça let me see Mac. Maka way.
Eh bien, il semble que ou pas ka bien. Ouais, millimètre là même côté à moi dou là.
Là il est tout clair. Ek ma te ka way.
Ça veut dire ou besoin aller optifam vitement avant zio vin plus mauvais.
Dis-moi Mac. Pis pas jodi moi ni problème épuisé moi.
Eh bien, c'est Optifam qui n'est plus meilleur docteur Zé en pays. À part ça, Optifam j'ai tiré en chai l'argent à sous frame-linette et qui ont plus belle frame-linette qui en style.
Tout ça, eh ben, moi kay check pressure moi avant et qu'après na Optifam.
Non, Atoufi. Allez là même, puisqu'il y a qu'à check pressure zéro, examiner zéro pour licence chauffeur, check pour pissa doux, et qu'il y a qu'à jic manager maladie zé glaucoma et puis cataracte.
Bon, qui côté Optifam yé?
Optifam à sous 23 Great Marlborough Street, 2 Point Queens, Awazo. Téléphone 440-8486. Eh bien, 285-8676.
Bon Dieu, merci oui pour Optifam. Yo c'est numéro 1 pour occupation zéro.
Treat yourself, your family, or a loved one to a comprehensive eye examination at Optifarm Eye Center to check for 20/20 vision. Also inquire about or telemedicine services, filling of external eyeglasses prescriptions, and specials on eyewear.
Also opened is A Medic Urgent Care and Telemedicine Center, offering specialized and general healthcare. Call 612-1328 or come in for your appointment. You could also visit our new location at Casapora Bay Street, Portsmouth.
Hey, it's all happening this summer at Burton and Company Limited from July 1st to September 9th. Spend $200 or more in the electric shop and get a chance to win a brand new top-load washing machine. This summer, Burton is giving back.
We home. The men in maroon are back in Dominica to battle India in the first test of the Cycle Pure Agabafi Test Series 2023 at the Windsor Park. The action rolls off on July 12th to 16th. Match starts at 10 a.m. Purchase tickets at windiscricket.com and receive 20% off box office prices. Tickets already discounted. Other conditions apply. West Indies versus India. Let's rally around our team. We home.
Summer of joyness, summer of niceness, summer of freedom for everyone, for everyone. Summer of shopping, summer of saving. fashion store, it's Republic Bank. Summer of more opportunities.
It's summer, the summer of more opportunities, more happiness, more freedom with up to 40K unsecured for any purpose and so much more. Let's show you how at Republic Bank. Where
we complain about government and the measures they implement. Look within yourself. Check your attitude.
Hi, people. We're back right here. NISBB, Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. I see someone on the Facebook asking, what is this show about? May I ask, what's this program about? Okay, Murray, this is a small business program. We're here to promote small businesses, their products and their services, and as well to provide some insight on how they can grow their businesses from small to tall. Every Tuesday and every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on the big station Q95. You can find us. Yeah. Today we're joined by Naomi Bannis-Sampson. Right? She's the technical officer for standards development at the Bureau. Oh, we have a call coming in. Yeah, the Dominica Bureau of Standards. Let's take this call. I feel it's something important, man. NISBB, you're live. Hello.
Hey, blessings. What's up, my dear?
I'm okay. How are you?
I give in thanks.
Great.
The lady as well. Blessings to you, darling. Welcome. Bureau of Standards lady.
Hi.
Yeah, just a little annoying observation. We are looking to regulate standards on in the way our production is concerned for export, local consumption, and all of that. But what about protecting Dominicans? Where are the standards? Are there any standards by the Bureau of Standards for what is being imported and sold to Dominicans? Because we have substandard products coming from China and they're dirty all over roads, so you could see all the stores. These are products that cannot be sold on the European or American market. It has to be of higher standard, higher quality. How do we protect, or why are we not protecting our people against the dumping?
Okay. Thank you. Okay, that was the question. Do you all also look at the products coming in, being imported?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, so as I mentioned before, standards are voluntary.
Right.
So
very good to bring that back up.
Yes. So I want to make sure I have that clear. Also, when we do our market surveillance, we do look at products that are being imported, and especially for the labels.
Mm-hmm.
So if a product comes in and it is written strictly in French or strictly,
I see a lot of those.
Yes, there are on the market. Unfortunately, some of these slip in, but we do look at them. The other thing is, or as part of our mandates, we can't go on a supermarket shelf and pull down products. I think the organization is responsible, or who can do that, who has the authority to do that, is the environmental health department.
So what action do you guys take when you see things?
We speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we also liaise with environmental health, and we share with them to here's a product that's non-compliant or so on. We also speak to the supermarkets themselves, and let them know this product is non-compliant. So at the end of the day, it's a little ticklish, and persons have asked us those questions in the past, but it's a little ticklish when it comes to dealing with those types, because we don't have the authority to just go pulling off stuff.
And you don't have the...
We wish we had.
And there are fines, right? Are there fines? I mean, maybe I should ask environmental that. They sound like the ones who know if they can fine people for that. So, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very
but
interesting.
Again, what we try to encourage, as I said, we also work with customs and so on in terms of when things come in as well. Right?
We have another question coming in from, is it Hermina? She says she makes cocoa sticks Del Sol's Cocoa Sticks. I hope we could have you on the program soon. Give me a call, 616-0954. We can have you on. She says, how do I get the net contents information to put on my label?
Okay, so with that, it's down to the manufacturer themselves.
Mhm.
You simply take it's net, meaning apart from the weight of your packaging. So you would take your stuff weigh on a scale,
Mhm.
and from that you get your net contents, and then
Right.
you simply insert it on your label wherever you're designing it.
Okay. Very good. So I hope we answered that question for you. I'm seeing a few people. So thank you for being on the live, David. Gordon Henderson is there as well. Thank you very much for joining us. So we're going to dive back into something else.
Yes.
Yes. Take us there, Naomi.
All right. So another thing that I want to touch on is product presentation. I know I mentioned that we want to
Yes.
dive deeper into that and what that means. So again, I think I mentioned earlier that is the first thing that draws the customer or the client or whoever to your product.
But this part is not compulsory, though.
It's not compulsory, but
So if I just feel to put
then
any
you
old
would-
thing, I can do it, right?
You would be at a loss there because, as I said, if it is what makes your product stand out, it is
Agreed.
what make people come towards your product. That's the first thing they see before they taste it.
I agree.
Especially if it's something that has to be consumed. And so, if it's not attractive,
Even if I have to just put it on my body, it has to be attractive.
yes.
Yeah, so it's not just about
exactly.
consumption.
Exactly.
But yeah, good point.
Right. It also speaks, those things are what do you call them? Subconscious languages. They
Yes,
also
the colors
speak
you use.
Yes,
Yes.
that's one. But where I was going with that, it also speaks to you as an individual. How well you take your time to do things.
Mhm.
How much energy you put into things.
Mhm.
So people.
Is the soap really good soap, clean soap? If the soap looking raggedy,
Yes,
that kind of a
exactly,
thing.
exactly,
Yes. That's the real
exactly.
thoughts we have when we see products that are not, looking up to par when it comes to the branding.
Yes, and you have to get into the customer's psyche. In that, think of yourself when you want to consume something. How do you feel when you go on a supermarket
What do you want
shelf
to
and
see?
you see?
Yeah.
So firstly, we want to touch on colors. So colors, there are colors that clash with each other. Now, the Bureau is not the expert on that aspect, but it's
Mhm.
something that we can share some technical expertise. Well, not expertise, but technical advice on, based on our experience. So some colors clash with other colors. You don't want to put too many dark colors on a label. You want things to be light. You want things to be, it's inviting. As you said,
Mhm.
colors have meaning. Some of them
can make you very angry.
Yes.
Yes, they can make you very angry.
Right. And some of them can make you sad.
Mhm.
They can affect your mood.
Right.
So you
We
want
know
to
like
look
blue
at
is
that.
blue is used with more medical stuff, you'd realize. So you're right. Colors have
Some of them are calming. Some of
Mhm.
them, they mess with your mood. All right. So also the legibility. So some persons tend to put stuff on there and you can hardly see what is written on the label. And so we want to safeguard people from that. You want to make sure whatever you put is easy to read. Okay. The arrangement of the information. Sometimes the information is all over the place. Group them nicely into, put your ingredients on one side. No, the internet is your friend, Google is your friend.
Very true.
So you can look online to see what are some examples of products and their labels,
Mhm.
and you don't copy what they have, but you use it as inspiration. Okay, another thing we see a lot of persons do is make claims. Meaning, somebody might say organic.
Don't lie. That's what you're trying to tell us. Don't lie.
It's not just don't lie. You have to be careful with those claims. Somebody could take you to task over your claim. Because if you claim to be organic and when I maybe do my test or maybe when I use it on myself, it affects me in a particular
If you claim you
way.
did not use it, you did not make it around peanuts. And all of a
Right.
sudden I can't catch my breath.
Yeah.
I'm choking. And
Yeah.
because I have a peanut allergy, then I will know something is up.
Yep.
Maybe you
So-
claim also with milk. I realize some people might tell you they did not use like cow milk. They use a plant-based milk
Right,
when
right.
really and truly.
Right. So don't make claims, don't mislead people.
Right.
Another example of that is using giving the alcohol content without testing. So a lot of things goes into when you are trying to put a product on the market. And some people just like to just slap on things and put it out there. We have to be careful with that. Another thing is health claims. So they might tell you it cures XYZ or it removes XYZ. You want to be careful with that. So here are some tips in how you can rephrase what you are saying. So you could say it aids in or it helps to, so in that way the person's expectations are not so high that if it doesn't, then they are not happy with your product. Even with the organic, I tell even some persons that I know who are involved in manufacturing, I encourage them, instead of saying it's organic, try saying natural.
Right. Right.
You want to avoid making this.
Yes, people, organic and natural are two different things.
Organic has to be certified. That's what people don't understand. So if you claim that your thing is organic, you have to show me your certification
for it. So use the word natural.
Yes. Then we also have issues with font and font size. So it may be too big, maybe too small, and the type of font that is used.
It's not legible. You can't read it. I get you.
Best advice, you try to get the help of a professional graphic designer when designing your labels. Now, we have done some training with a few graphic designers. We invited graphic designers. So those who came, got part of the training. So we have them on a listing, and they are aware of the mandatory requirements based on the standard. And so they will be able, if you bring your stuff to them, they will know exactly what needs to be there based on the standard.
Nice.
Yes.
So just have to get in touch with you guys, and you all could give us that.
We could guide you
on who to call.
Yes, who you can call. All right. Now there are also another tip. There are also free software out there that you can use, like Canva and so on, or not necessarily free, but they are.
Well, some of them
cheaper.
are free to a point.
Free, but yes, right, cheaper that you can use yourself if you want to. But we encourage you to do your research before you go making those labels.
Right. I have a question coming in. I think it's a bit a little different, but does the Bureau of Standards have any oversight on goods and foods that are exported? So prior to them leaving Dominica, do you all check up on them? Do you
Well, again, with our small staff, it's hard to keep tabs on everything. But what we do, whatever we try to get the information out there. So we encourage persons, if you want to get your stuff out, check with the Bureau. There is what we call a certificate of free sale that we encourage persons to use, and I'll talk about that another time.
Yes.
So that, but that you can use to show that your product is compliant with different standards and so on when they go outside there.
Right.
And so that's how we keep tabs on them. As I said, our market surveillance. So once we see the product and it's non-compliant, we actually take down the contact information and reach out to persons. So as I said, we may not catch all, because I could go in a store and the particular product was out of stock, and then when we come back, we haven't seen it, or etc. But that's how we try to keep tabs. So we ask persons to call or to reach out to us, and when we do our market surveillance.
So let me ask you this one. I think you mentioned it earlier, but they're asking, does the Bureau of Standards require that nutritional facts of the contents of the packaged foods be placed on the labels? I think you said yes to that, right? Nutritional facts?
Actually, it's not in the mandatory requirements. However, again, when products are, especially when you want to go out, those are encouraged.
Right.
And so that's where
are they mandatory in like probably the regional standards and international standards?
There are other places where they're mandatory. I don't know of where. I can't give names of where, but there are places, there are countries where you have to have those. I know America, you have to have that on your
All right. Well, you're hearing that.
All right.
People, I hope you're taking notes, because this is definitely some good guidance, some good insight on how to, I think, improve your standing locally, but also internationally. I know many of you are thinking about, exporting your products. And like she rightfully said, that the standards here, they usually use a template of international standards to create the local standards.
Yeah.
So once you comply with our local standards, you should be set
good,
internationally. All right? Oh boy, you have more for me?
For now, that's it on the product presentations, because as I said, we are not the experts on that area.
Yes, I understand.
But based on experience, we try to give a bit of technical advice.
Right. Well, people, I'm going to remind you all the lines are always open. It's 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, and 616-4257. Give us a call, ask Naomi your questions. You know, if you need any clarification on standards, I think Naomi is doing a great job right now. I'm learning a lot, and I hope you guys are too. We're live on the Facebook page, Q95 FM Radio, as well as YouTube. We'll be there as well. So if you have any questions there, I can try my best to, go look on. I think we did answer a few there a while ago. Let me see if any more. Oh, thank you very much, Emperor. She says, great informative show. She's listening. We have Gordon Henderson saying, Dominican music is both a commodity and practice for local consumption and export. Oh, boy. Let's go on here. Thank you, David. He says, very substantive discussion. Okay. So, and the young lady who you answered about the cocoa, she says, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
So you're helping. That's really good.
But what I can share further is what are some of the services you can get from the Bureau. We have to pay.
But let's do that in our last set. Let me just play some ads, and we're going to talk about that, and you're going to give them the information of how they can reach you guys. Yeah. Right. So we'll be right back, guys. Let's just pay the bills, right? And you guys keep it locked. And know the lines are open, and call next time when we open back up and ask your questions. I think it's what you should do on this show, right?
Auto Trade introduces our newest line of lubricants, Valvoline, America's first branded motor oil. Valvoline has been formulated and improving motor oil longer than any other brand. From the world's first racing oil to the world's first synthetic blend, Valvoline has been trusted in engines around the world for over 150 years. Make the switch today. Choose Valvoline, the original motor oil. At Auto Trade, we only recommend the best in quality because at Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship. Valvoline lubricants, now distributed by Auto Trade.
Oh, yeah. Creole, the language of the nation, Lang Mamanu, comes to the fore on Lavi a Creole, 1 hour program with Milia Joseph Dennis that will induce your Creole nostalgia, talks of the good old days, speak health, education, culture, social life, and more. It's Lavi a Creole.
Premiering on QFM, the big station, on June 19th for 2023, 4 p.m. And we'll be aired every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. on the big station QFM. Partners Creole, Headbit, and Val Ferry. La Vie a Creole. Oh, Manchester.
What's in his away? Mama for today. Oh, yeah.
Cricket. Lovely cricket returns to Dominica, the nature island, this summer. Experience the passion, the culture, the excitement when the West Indies and India do battle. From July 12th to 16th, 2023. It all goes down at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Come and enjoy unforgettable cricket when the West Indies comes home to the nature island. We home. Visit www.discoverdominica.com or follow us on social media at Discover Dominica and at Dominica Festival.
Win a trip for 2 to St. Martin when you purchase any 2 Beep travel size disinfectant sprays. To enter, upload your contact details and a photo of your receipt to usebeep.info/Dominica or place your receipt into the entry boxes provided in participating stores. Entries close on July 31st. See website for full details. Win a trip for 2 to St. Martin when you purchase 2 travel size disinfectant sprays from Beep for a happy, healthy home. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
And we're back, people. It's already 4:54. My God. NISBB, Nature Isle Small Business Buzz. I am Tanya. I'm joined by Naomi Bannis-Sampson, Technical Officer of the Dominica Bureau of Standards. And we're talking all standards today. And I want Mr. Henderson to know I did not bypass your question on Facebook. I just vetted. And I'm back. We're back. So Mr. Henderson was asking, Dominica music is both a commodity and practice for local consumption and export. In recent times, the nasty business, which is offensive to best practices, is becoming the norm. There has been petitions against it. Is the Bureau concerned? Yeah, I.
All right. So one of the things we can encourage you, Mr. Mr. Henderson,
Henderson.
there are no standards as it relates to the music industry currently. But if it's something that you're concerned about, and there are other people who are also concerned about, we can encourage you to give a proposal for the development of a standard that can, help with that in the industry.
And of course, it will just go through the whole process.
Yes.
Other people comment.
You get
it goes
experts,
to cabinet,
right,
and all of that.
Once it's approved, then it's a national standard that can be used to help.
I hope that answers your question, Mr. Henderson. Let's dive quickly back into the services, and you could do some, because I know I'm going to bring back Naomi on Thursday. Yes, to talk about manufacturing. Yeah, so let's just talk about a few of the services right now that you guys are offering at the Bureau, and let us know how we can reach you guys.
Okay, no problem. All right, so as it relates to the labeling, in particular, we conduct label evaluations. So you can bring your label to us and we can vet your label for you.
What's the cost?
It is, I believe, $25 per label.
Per label?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And some people, they have like multiple labels. We have payment plans.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes. We also do barcode generation because it's, again, this is not a mandatory part for the standard. However, once you go to a supermarket, they request it because it's the identity of your product.
Yes.
So we generate it's $75 for a barcode.
Right.
And then we also conduct training. So if you are a group of people who want to learn more about different areas relating to standard, you can reach out to us and we can give you a package. Those are, how do we call it? Based on the trading. So I can give a price, and then we sell the standard. So for the prepackaged goods standard, it's $40. And for the prepackaged food standard, it's $50.
Right.
All right. So you can contact us to purchase the standard. And if you want to reach out to us, you can call us at 275-5921 or 235-1592.
Can you give us the numbers again?
Yes, that's 275-5921 or 235-1592.
Nice.
Or you could email us at info@dominicastandards with an s.org. And I'll say that again, info@dominicastandards.org. And you can always visit our website, www.dominicastandards.org, or you can check out our Facebook and Instagram pages, Dominica Bureau of Standards. Just look for us.
Nice.
And we are always posting interesting content on there that you can always keep learning about the Bureau.
Very good. I want to ask you, so any inspiration, any advice for these small business owners?
Again, we are here for you. We are here to provide that technical support for you. So do not be afraid to reach out to us to ask us your questions. If you're in doubt, best to find out and get the correct answer so you know what to do. But we are here for you. That's the advice I can give you for today. But we wish you good luck on your endeavors. And as I said, we are here to support you as you go along.
Yeah, I take it as, you know what, there is resources there and we have to take advantage as well.
Yes.
Right. So let's go out there and make the calls and ask the questions. Like, I mean, I sat here and I got a lot of information. Just make the call, ask the questions that you need to have answered, and so that you can make your business go from small to tall.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get to a standard with our products, international.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
I want to thank you, Naomi, for coming on today. I think it was really, really insightful. But of course, we're near to the end.
Yes.
I'm going to see you Thursday, though, right?
Yes.
For another episode of Nature as Small Business Buzz. I hope everybody enjoyed today's show, and I hope you guys found valuable insights and inspiration. I thought it was inspirational. Right? Remember, if you missed any part of today's episode or you want to catch up on previous ones, you can find us on Facebook, Q95 FM Radio. The shows are there. You can leave comments. I do go on and comment as well. You know, if you are a small business owner and you would like to be on the show to promote your products and services, give me a call, 616-0954, or you could call Q. Yeah? 616-0954. I'm open. I'm building that list. I want everyone to come on and have the opportunity to get that brand recognition that you need, right? So until next time, I want you guys to keep dreaming big, thinking creatively, and taking bold steps towards your small business success. This is Tanya, and I'm signing off for now. So until Thursday, guys, make sure you're here on time, 4 p.m., right here on the big station, Q95.
We complain about government and the measures they implement. Look within yourself, check your attitude towards local foods and food. We have that perception, imported things are better than those of our local contributors. But when COVID hit the land, border questions hit the fan, that should open our eyes. We need the local man. We have to buy local in this country, supporting local, go boost the economy. We're chasing local, the best remedy to propel white sukumbuli. We're looking for juice, go local, punch, go local, water, go local, beer, go local, anything for you, friend or family, once available, buy it locally. So, go local, rum, you want to make boom, buy it locally, right? Keep dancing, Government, you're responsible for the decisions to protect Dominicans. Less import, more support for the